My name is Antonio Montalvo. I'm project manager at Funding Box, and I am with my colleague Anka Marin. Uh, I don't know if some of you have already been present in the previous sessions. As I said at the beginning of this webinar, there would be three presentations. One, the first one devoted to manufacturing SMEs and did gaps. The second one devoted to artists, and the third one, which is the current one, devoted to the technology suppliers. So I'm going to start. We are going to talk about what we call the first open call of the Better Factory project, but more precisely on the phase we are now in, which is the expressions of interest. And we are going to have a Q&A session at the end of this presentation. From the very beginning of this slide, you can see that there are three names of three types of entities that are going to appear every time, which are the manufacturing SMEs, the artists, and the technology suppliers or technology providers. You will understand why very soon. If you have already been in the previous sessions or any of the previous sessions, you will find out that this presentation is very similar. The process, of course, is exactly the same, and there are some slight differences that we would like to focus on regarding the technology suppliers in this presentation. So the Better Factory project is a European Union funded project. Some of you may know this Horizon 2020 program, where many topics were funded during the period 2014 until 2020. So this program has been done, it has finished, and now it has been replaced by a new one, which is called Horizon Europe. So Better Factory is a project that started in October 2020, so it's one of the latest projects from this H2020 program. And the idea is to help European manufacturing SMEs and mid-caps. We will see what's the difference and why we are also including the mid-caps here. But basically, we are talking about manufacturing companies. It's important to know that we are talking about manufacturing companies and not only companies, because the idea behind this is that these manufacturing sectors, these manufacturing companies can be digitalized. They can be so to speak, modernized in a way that thanks to the use of different technologies, basically in this project we are talking about technologies that apply or the agile production, so that they can lead to a better production of the products that are going to be manufactured and delivered by these manufacturing SMEs. And there are several projects throughout the H2020 program that are dealing with this. But Better Factory is the only one that is including a new player, which is the artists in the game. Typically, we have, you can see in the figure, the slide, that we have on the one hand the manufacturing SMEs that need technology as services to be modernized, to be digitalized, to achieve this digital transformation and to provide new products and services that are more attractive to the market, more competitive, and at the same time that they can optimize their production process and optimize times, costs, etc. And on the other hand, there is the typically the technology suppliers, people who are have a technology and that thanks to this technology, this manufacturing SMEs can be achieve this digitalization. Here we are adding the artists because in this Better Factory project, because we consider that the artists have a role to play in order to make these products and services more attractive in terms of thanks to their creativity and their ideas, they can provide a redesign of the product, but also of some services. So whatever or whenever we talk about product in this presentation, this is also applicable to services. And also there is another player that can be involved in this environment, which is the consultants for the financial and business purpose. In the project Better Factory, you will see that we are going to provide you the means to participate in a program where you will be able to do an experiment in collaboration with, in this case, if you are a technology supplier, collaboration with an artist and with a manufacturing SME. But in the end, after the project has ended, the idea is that you can still use this marketplace called RAMP, which means Robotics and Automation Marketplace, to sell and buy products. So thanks to Better Factory, at the end of the project, as the technology supplier, you will be able to use this marketplace to be in contact with manufacturing SMEs. You will be able to sell your products and services to them, and also be in contact with other players like the artists and financial and business consultants. In Better Factory, from the very beginning, as I said, we are talking about three different players that are involved, and you will see that in the program we are offering, they need to be present. These three elements. The first one is the manufacturing SMEs, and when we talk about SMEs, we have extended this concept to the slightly bigger companies and to the mid caps. So, as you can see at the bottom of the slide, in the end, any company, okay, not a public company, a private company, a for-profit company that has less than 3,000 employees is eligible, okay? In this case, we are talking about manufacturing SME. Manufacturing means that these SMEs or these slightly bigger companies or these mid caps have a factory. They produce something. They are not just an SME providing services or developing a technology that in the end is not is not tested, is not used, whatever. So this category relates to those companies that are manufacturing. So that in the end, they have a factory and they test and they deploy a product that is applicable to the market. Okay, this product and service, because you can, in the end, provide a service that is going to improve your product, the current product, etc. But it has to be something physical that is tested in a factory. Then we have the artists that can be of different types. It can be also an SME, but it can be also a freelancer that is involved in any artistic area. And they can provide through a collaboration process this redesign of these new products and services. And finally, you are here because you are supposed to be a technology supplier. You can also be, of course, an SME or a slightly bigger company or a mid cap. But in this case, you don't have to be a manufacturing company. You are just a technology supplier. You can have developed a technology. But in this case, we are focusing on technology suppliers that are interested to use advanced robotics and technologies for lean agile production. Because what we want is a technology that can help these manufacturing SMEs to become, to transform them digitally, so that we can or they can optimize the production processes and they can optimize and innovate in the products and services. And that's done basically through the use of technologies that are leading to a linear production. Okay, this is the project Better Factory itself. How are we going to help the manufacturing SMEs? And at the same time, we are going to help artists and all the ecosystem. It's through what we call a knowledge transfer program, which is a 60-month program that is going to be divided in two batches. So in this program, there are going to be knowledge transfer experiments, we call KTE as an acronym, which are consortia that has to be conformed of one manufacturer SME or midcap, one artist, and one technology supplier. So it's mandatory that the three categories are involved in the consortium that is going to participate in the program. We are going to launch, as I said, two batches, two different open calls. And at the end of this, each open call process, we are going to select 8 KTs, 8 consortia, and we are going to provide 200,000 euros of the European Union funds to each KT or each consortia. In addition to the funding, we are going to provide you a number of services. I'm going to describe that later, but basically they deal with what I have already mentioned, that the intention is that the manufacturing company can improve their production process and innovation in the product. And of course, the word factory appears here again because we are not trying to do an experiment on paper, but an experiment that it's used and is tested in a real life, in a real factory. It's important to note that we are prioritizing 6 sectors, which doesn't mean that other sectors cannot participate in the program, but if you are working in one of these sectors, you will receive a bonus during the selection process. And these are the plastic and rubber, furniture and wood, food and agriculture, construction, metal machinery, textile, and leather. Of course, this is more related to the manufacturing company itself. But if you are a technology supplier, maybe your technology is applicable to any sector. But if you have worked in one of these sectors already, you will be better positioned, of course. The open call is divided in 3 steps, and let me go through this because maybe it's most important for you to understand how this works. Right now, we are in the step 1, which started on the 18th of January, will last in 9 days, on the 18th of March 2021 at 5 o'clock, the Central European Time. And in that period, we have launched 3 parallel individual calls because we want to receive as many applications to be able first to, or of course, make a pre-selection, and then to make a match between the individual applicants, and be able to conform a consortia that in the end uh, at step 3 can participate together in the full proposal consortium. We understand that not everybody has connections throughout Europe. If you are a technology supplier, you may not have connections with artists or with manufacturing SMEs from these 6 prioritized sectors, and then you would need the help from Better Factory to do this matchmaking. It's the same for the artists. Maybe there are some artists that have a connection with the manufacturer and SME, but not with the technology supplier, etc. That's why we have implemented this system, in the sense that we are going to help you guys to through this matchmaking process to make the right match with another SME, another manufacturer SME, and with an artist, so that you can provide a good proposal in the open call for proposals phase. Okay, and this matchmaking is going to be made through the ramp, through the marketplace I was talking about before. So basically, you apply. You have until the 18th of March to apply individually through the microsite from Funding Box, which is okay. I can show you the link later on. Then there will be a pre-selection. You can be pre-selected or not. Independently, if you are pre-selected, you always are able to apply for the full proposal phase. And maybe I will explain that in detail later, but let's suppose you are pre-selected. Then if you are pre-selected, you will receive an email from us saying so. If the response is negative and you are not, you will receive another email. And after that, you will have to register to the RAM marketplace. And by doing that, there will be this matchmaking that will start. And you will be put in contact with artists and manufacturing SMEs, and with the support, continuous support of the Better Factory team, you will be able, in the end, to make this match and provide a good joint proposal in the open call. The formal open call for the full proposal step will start on May 1st and will last until July 15th. So you will have 2 months and a half to do that. Once this full proposal phase has ended, there will be then a formal selection process for this consortia. So the first thing we will do, and that will be in July, of course, will be a quick eligibility check. This is something that is automatically done just to check if you are an SME, if you are an artist, or I mean, to check the eligibility criteria that we have established. Uh, all, just as a reminder, all the information we are giving here to you is available in the guidelines that you have also in the microsite. And for those who have passed this eligibility test, which typically is the majority of them, uh, there will be an evaluation of the proposal. This evaluation will take place or will be done by an experts panel we have selected, and it's internal because it's two better factory experts that will analyze and evaluate each proposal. So there will be two persons that will be evaluating your proposal. And these experts, of course, are experts from the business, from the artistic, and from the technical areas. So there will be no doubt that the evaluations will be accurate. And after that, there will be a ranking that will be established, and the selection committee will meet in a consensus meeting to decide which 16 consortia should go to the final step, which is a jury day. The jury day will happen in principle online, since we are living circumstances that we all know. In other circumstances, this jury day is done always physically in a certain venue in Europe. But the result of this jury day is that 8 consortia will be selected for funding, and these 8 consortia will sign a sub-grant agreement. Okay, this is more or less in detail what I have mentioned to you. So how we are going to help you once you are have applied individually to the current step, so the individual call, is that we are going to, you are pre-selected, you will be paired with an artist and with first the manufacturing SMEs will be paired with an artist. They will define a challenge to redesign products, etc. And then after that, they will, once this pair is done, there will be another pair with the technology supplier, which can be you, to, in this case, understand how this can be implemented in terms of using your technology. So you will be supplying your technology to make this improvement or this new redesign possible. There are two key tools that you are going to use if you are selected during the experiment. The most important one, because it's a tool that you are going to use not only during the experiment, but also after the project Better Factory ends in your current business life, because it's a ramp, it's a marketplace, and now you are going to use that to be in contact with one artist and with one manufacturing SME, but you will be able, once you have registered, to be in contact with thousands of other manufacturing SMEs, with other artists, with other consultants, whatever. It's a common place to meet for all of you. The other tool is what we call apps, which is an advanced production planning and scheduling. That's the platform that is developed by Better Factory that will allow you, not only you, I mean, the consortium itself, to to make these improvements in terms of reduction of costs, reduction of time, etc. So, and the use of robotics. The more familiar you are with robotics, with agile production, you as technology supplier, of course, the more or the best, the better position you will be in the selection process. For the technology suppliers as well as for the other categories, there is not only a uh, funding that is going to be provided by the factory. In your case, you will receive 100,000 euros out of the 200,000. So I would say that half of the money will go to you because we understand that the technology supplier has to do the largest investment in learning, testing, developing agile production technologies. Okay. Um, of course, you will get some business support from our side during the project lifetime, um, so that you can find additional customers and also that you can scale up your business. This is something we are going to do with all the consortia and with all the members of the consortia. You will get the training on RAMP, of course. RAMP is a perfect marketplace for these kinds of purposes, but we understand that you need some training to uh, to be keen on all the functionalities and take the most advantages that you can from the marketplace. And as I said before, you will have access to much many more technologies, manufacturing SMEs and artists than just the one we are going to be experimenting. Regarding the eligibility criteria, it's nothing, I would say, strange. You have to be established in an eligible country as the European Union members, the H2020 associated countries, and UK. You have in the guidelines the complete list of associated countries from H2020, but just to name some of them, Switzerland, Norway, Iceland, many countries that are not in the European Union but have a special treaties with the European Union. As a technology supplier, you can be an SME or a mid cap or a slightly bigger company. So you can be a company, or you have to be a company. Actually, you have to be a company that has less than 3,000 employees, and that you are already producing and selling software applications and or software or hardware that you have some experience in working with manufacturing companies, okay? And more specifically, in one of the sectors that are going to be prioritized, that will give you a plus. I will say here, you need to have some experience that you can demonstrate, that you have been working with manufacturing companies, that you have been deploying robotics and agile solutions to reduce waste, energy, resources, and that you have also been working in collaborative international environments. It's not mandatory that the consortia are cross-border. They can be from the same country, the three members. I would say the manufacturing SME, the artist, and the technology supplier can be from the same country, but we are giving a plus to those who can demonstrate that they have an international background. Why? Because in the end, we want to promote those experiments that can be as much profitable and as much successful as possible. And so the scalability of this project is also something that is very important. And just to end with my presentation, before we start the Q&A session, these are I would say, the three sites that you should visit. The first one is to apply. You need to apply to the Funding Box online platform. Then I encourage you to read very carefully in the guides and documents, which is in this address, to read very carefully the guidelines, but also the frequently asked questions. And if after this webinar, today's webinar, you still have any questions, instead of sending emails here and there, we have a specific help desk in our Better Factory online community, which is in spaces.fundingbox.com. So here you will find that as soon as you make an answer, you get a reply very, very fast. So now it's your turn. I don't know, Anka, if you have any questions.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, because earlier we had a bit of a problem. Okay, let's see. We have a couple of questions. First question from Anne Klaus. She's no longer here, but we are still going to answer. Maybe it's useful to someone else. Developing a digital object. Is it also possible to enter the program with a consortium of one artist and two tech providers?
No. I mean, I think we have spent some time to specify that we need one manufacturing SME, one artist, one tech supplier. It's true that sometimes we have tech suppliers that at the same time they are manufacturing SME. They produce, they develop a technology, and they produce as well. They have a factory. If they have a factory, they could be considered as a manufacturing SME, and the other technology supplier could be the technology supplier. But in the proposal, even at this stage, they have to submit the proposal as what they are, I mean, or the role they are going to play. So one of them should play the role of the manufacturing SME and the other one as the technology supplier, if this is the case. If we are talking about two technology suppliers that have nothing to do with manufacturing, then only one can apply.
Okay. The other question is any digital solution allowed from the technology provider, or robotic solution is mandatory?
Okay, the robotic solution is not mandatory, but is very highly recommended. Why? Because the robotic solutions are linked to the agile production. So they are really the ones that can make it possible to reduce costs and reduce times significantly. However, if your solution, what you call digital solution, as a result, makes it possible that the manufacturing SME process is, reduced significantly, etc., we will take that into account, and of course, it could be eventually eligible.
Okay, thank you, Antonio. We don't have any more questions. So let's see if anyone has a raised hand. No more questions. Nobody else wants to ask anything.
Let us give one more minute.
Sure.
Someone after my replies, things, or the people who made the question, if they want to make another question regarding for a better understanding of the, I don't know if they are present by the way. But let's wait because we still have 9 minutes. We are 9 minutes ahead. So if in 1-2 minutes we don't receive any other questions, we will close the session.
Okay, sure. So by raise of hands or in the chat box, please submit your questions if you have any, and we are gladly replying to all of your doubts.
Okay, then I don't think any other will make any questions. So thank you for your presence. Again, if you still have any doubts, you can go to our Spaces help desk, and good luck, and see you soon. By the way, when we start the full proposal phase on 1st of May, during these 2.5 months, we will have other webinars. This one, but of course devoted to the consortium. So we will talk about all the characteristics the consortia need to meet. I think, or I understand that you are not making questions because probably you already made them in previous sessions. I see many names here that were already in the previous sessions. There is one. Is it possible to receive the presentation or it's available somewhere? Yes, we can make it available. Anka, I don't know how.
Yeah, we can post it in the help desk. You can find it on the help desk for a funding box, and you can also find the recording of this webinar on our LinkedIn page and our YouTube channel. So the marketing team will post the recording of this webinar as well. The first webinar is already up, and you will have access to this one as well. But the presentation will be posted in articles in the help desk.
Okay, thanks, and have a nice day, and good luck for those who are going to apply.
Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.